right, there we go. Oh, I just joined your fan club because I'm technologically dumb.
I know you're right. It has taken me so long to figure out TikTok, and I still get confused 99% of the time. So
Right, let's see here.
if it makes you feel any better, like I went to go take a picture, I ended up ending the live, and I was like, oh, oops. Hi, Ashley. Welcome in.
There we go. Come on, my freaking goober thing. There we go.
There we go. Yay.
Ah, okay, yes. Yes. Clicking
Thank
all
you.
the yes. Oh
At
God,
least you're
how are
still in the live
you?
instead of exiting out. That's a win, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh.
How
How
are
are
you
you?
doing? Good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already 2026.
Right? Oh my gosh. I feel like we just finished summer.
Yes. And it just it the time is going by so flippin' fast and I need it to like calm down.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how fast everything's going. I feel like I blinked and then it was boom, Christmas, boom, New Year's. And now
Mm-hmm.
January is just like chugging along.
Like everything's going on. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, while everybody funnels in, would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I am Dee Dietz. I am the author of the Afton Adder series. It is my own, not rendition, but basically I love Peaky Blinders, but I took my own kind of brain and made my own type of gangster squad, especially with dark romance and then also, you know, just kind of a little bit into a little bit of romanticy-ish. Um, but yeah, I've been writing since 2020. I started off with kids' books, actually. I made the Teeny Tiny Telescope.
Oh,
And yeah, and I was doing that while I was working the COVID units as a nurse, and it just really, really helped with, trying to keep positivity with stuff. Um, and then after a while, I wrote Fragments of Asgard, which was a little bit too close to home because I put a lot of my own uh, trauma in there, but then the FMC kind of was able to overcome it. And then while I was making fragments, it was extremely hard to get through it because it was so close and kind of reliving some stuff. So I made the Afton Adders, and then people really loved it. And I'm like, holy crap, like, let's make some more because people really loved Bobby. And so I was like, all right, let's give Bobby a book. And then people hated Kenneth. And so I was like, I'm going to make you fall in love with him.
oh my goodness. You put me through the ringer with that series. I actually found you through Fragments. And it was completely different than what I usually read. And I was really excited. I was like, okay, I'm going to dive into this. And I could not put it down. And then I was like, okay, well, now I have to stalk you and find out what else you're writing. And I
Thank
found this
you.
one and I saw like your tagline was Peaky Blinders vibes. And I was like, sold, sold.
Thank
I love
you.
Thomas Shelby.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I was just like, we need more of that. Like, yes, we have, shadow daddies and we have dark romance characters where they're, kind of a little bit of Zayd and then a little bit of, a little stranger and stuff like that with the dark romance genre. But we need a little bit more Thomas Shelby where it's like held back, reserved, but underneath that iceberg is just chaos and control.
Yes, I devoured that whole series. I could not get enough of it, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to just keep watching you on your page. So that's why I'm always like, hey, hi, do you have anything else?
Oh my gosh, I love you. That makes my day. I don't think you guys realize that, like, especially with me mostly doing my two jobs and kind of fully intertwined with that, and because paying the bills, and I do
Yeah.
love my full-time job, but writing is always kind of like in the back of my head gnawing at me, and
Mhm.
it's something I've always loved since I was little. And I don't know, but when I even today, like my friend Nikki, and we became friends because of just the book community and stuff, which is another amazing thing. Like all the people that you meet is just
So nice.
incredible. And it really helps boost your morale and boost your spirit when someone, if they just like your books or a certain passage or anything, and that's what keeps you going. And I just can't thank you guys enough because, like, oh,
I'm so glad. I know I was actually looking you up on Goodreads to see if you had anything else. I did see that you had a child's book. So what made you, I know you said you did it in 2020. What made you come up with that story?
so I've always loved space. I'm not going to claim that I'm like super smart in the space department, but my dad, he worked for like aerospace companies. He was one of the mechanics for the B 2 bomber. So that's where that always kind of grew up. Um, and then it kind of channeled into reading a lot of like Carl Sagan and Neil deGrasse Tyson books as I was growing up. And then while working in the COVID unit, all of a sudden the teeny tiny telescope kind of popped into my head. And it was this little, the little Hubble telescope, and he goes to each planet, and then each book just kind of talks about becoming friends with their new planet and the interesting little facts about them to try to make it like, you know, just cute and fun.
And I saw that and I was like, should I have a child's book? I was like, well, now I'm curious. It's like, I know it's not in my genre, but I'm curious now.
Yeah, and the other one is the diabetic dragon, which I know sounds a little goofy, but my friend's kiddo has diabetes, and they were getting made fun of, and so I was like, you know what? Like, let's do something about that. And no joke, it took me 37 minutes to write and make sketches. I was in the shower, my husband was brushing his teeth, and I was like, how does this sound? As you're like washing your hair. And what about
The best
this? And what
ideas
if I
come from the
rhymed it with
shower.
that? Yes, a lot of my stuff will happen in the shower or at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I have like a little notebook or my phone right next to the stand. And so I go over and I just start like doodling stuff down or any little ideas, and it just kind of comes to life.
I love that. I know I dove into Fragments and I could not believe the story. It was so unique and it was so captivating. It was nothing like I had read before. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna have to dive into this genre a little bit more.
Thank you. And there is more coming for that one.
Yay.
Yes. It's just taken some time because it almost is like opening up a little bit of Pandora's box sometimes. Um, but I'm able to slowly get over it because my one therapist, absolutely fabulous, was like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all your trauma, and since you like books, we're gonna go through it, rehash it, organize the trauma, and then put it in to books and put them on the shelf and organize it. I was like,
Wow.
oh,
I like
thank
that.
you. Yeah, and it was nuts too, because like you go over some stuff and it sucks, and you open up those feelings and things like that, and then you're so exhausted by the end of it because you rehash it out, but it does feel kind of complete to be able to get it back on the shelf, and it's like, all right, I've dealt with you. I know you're still there, and well, but at the same time, I was able to kind of overcome you. And resiliency is always like a
Yes.
big thing in all the books. Like, I always wanted to show that in there. And I know too that maybe whatever any of the characters go through, hopefully it can resonate with one of the readers, and they'd be like, oh, I feel like, Tilly, or I feel like Brielle, or I feel like Bobby, or I feel like Blake or anything like that. That's a huge one for me.
I think that's why I was drawn to your writing so much. It was so unique in the storyline, but it was also so captivating and it felt very, very raw. So I was always curious about your writing process because, I mean, you could just feel the emotions like coming off of the page. And then I had the, great opportunity to also listen to them as ALCs. And I don't know how many times I cried in book three. I know book club hasn't caught up on book three, but you had me in the fetal position in that book. Oh, that book hurt so bad. And I was just like, I'm going to submit my therapy bill to her when she comes to book club because you got me all happy and excited in book two off the bat. And then you go and crush my soul in book three.
But I'm so sorry, but at the same time, I was like, yes, because that was the goal. I always want all the readers to feel all the feels, feel it all. Oh
No,
my
yeah,
gosh.
we definitely felt it all because I dove into the first one and I was like, okay, I'm having a good time. I'm loving the backstory. And then I got the second one. I think it was first chapter, if I remember correctly. You were just like, all right, we're 0 to 100. And I was like, no, hi, hello, how are you? It's just like, hi, we're gonna share you. And I was like, oh, okay, we're having a good time.
Yep. Yep. Oh my gosh. And just like they're dynamic too, because I think with Hearts Off by Barbed Wire, since it was, I guess it wasn't too much dark romance. It was just dark in the aspect of the mob stuff and the, torture and what they did to Giorgio and all that. But
Mhm.
I don't know what it was, but after book one, I kind of was like, all right, I'm just gonna like unlock my brain, throw the key into the proverbial ocean, and let's just dive in. And it was really funny because my family member, they were like, "Oh, I'm reading, book one." I was like, "Okay, okay." And I'm like, "Don't read book two and three. Just don't." And they
Just
were
skip
like,
over them.
"Oh, well, too bad because I already started book two and it's really, really good." And I'm like, "Oh my God.
Oh,
How am I gonna look you in the eye?" But luckily they haven't mentioned anything of any sorts, but I was just like, oh god.
oh man. I know I went into book two and I'm pretty sure I highlighted the whole book in like my Kindle because I was studying it to book club and I was like, have you gotten here yet? Have you gotten here?
I love that. Oh my god, I love that. Oh, and especially with like back in the day, like being gay and stuff like that was not, on the radar, and it was
Right.
so negative stigma. And so for our poor sweet baby Marcus, oh my gosh, like his story kind of ties into um, a little bit of my sister, and I love her to bits and pieces. And even though she's about like 10, 11 years older than me, I still feel awful. Like, yes, I was a kid at the time, but I feel like I wish I had more of a chance to stick up for her, to be there for her. So I was like in elementary school when she was in high school. And, growing up as time went on, very like or not Christmas, Christian, old school Baptist family. And
Mhm.
it was wrong, to be that way. And just some of the things that were said to her. And now things I think are okay. Um, but still stuff was still said, and like
Right.
seeing how it affected her, and like no one should ever be put through that. Like you should love someone regardless of, you know, who they love. Um, and so I almost was kind of wanting to put that into a book, because if someone ever did not feel like they were worthy or anything like that, all the things that Marcus feels and goes through, because even though I may not know exactly how my sister felt, I could kind of try to put myself in that perspective and try to make sure that it was written and people could feel and understand and be put in that perspective as well. so then we can hopefully better love and care for other people, you know.
Yes,
Sorry, that was a
Marcus has my
tangent.
heart. No, I love to hear the process because, like I said, your words were so powerful and so raw that we were so curious how you put so much emotion in it. We want to know, the human behind the art, like what inspired you to write these stories. So hearing your side of the story just makes us love it even more. And yes, Marcus has my heart too. I don't know how many times in that book I was just like, I just want to go through and just like hug him,
My
you know.
sweet baby.
I just want to go there and just hug him and be like, you're fine, we love you, everybody loves you, you're fine.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then I was having such a hard time with like, all right, well, how can I like give him some, justice? And I was like, well, unfortunately, because he is so endearing and he's very respectful and loyal and stuff like that and put together, he's not gonna, you know, say anything to his family. He's not gonna disrespect them. And then, of course, at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's where the scene came with Bobby going to the store and being Bobby. But
I
not
love
like
Bobby too.
yeah, not smashing the place apart. Like he probably truly wanted to, but he's like, well, that will make Marcus really sad, and I don't want to do that.
I love that though. Now I'm gonna have to like every time I go in the shower, I'm like, okay, it's my turn to come up with something brilliant.
Yes. I don't
Speak
know
to
what
me.
it is. Like, I think my therapist had said like when you're in the shower or like when you get to that time frame at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, like your whole body kind of like relaxes a little bit more, and you don't feel as like, okay, I got to do the laundry, I got to do the dishes, I got to do this, I got to do that,
Right.
and all the juggling that we do, which is not fair. We don't have a PhD in juggling, and we should. And
I,
then
we
your
should
brain
get one after.
relaxes. Yeah. And then it just goes, oh, hey, here's this little thing. Write it down. And that's where I feel somewhat bad because like I've had my awesome friend and author Jamie Fritz. She's like, hey, let's write a book together. And I would absolutely love to, but I have as our Black Dagger Brotherhood, J.R. Ward would say, my Rice Krispies talk to me in my head. I love when she said that at a con. I was like, that is perfect. Like they literally tell you, hey, write this thing about me, and then you just do it. And so I didn't realize this until she educated me. There's pantsers and there's plotters, and I am a pantser. Holy crap, I am so bad at it because I have like lumps of scenes that come to me, and I'm like, frig yeah, we're gonna do that. Oh, that would be chaotic. That'd be amazing. That would be so ah, and that would just make you feel all the feels. Yes. And then you kind of intricately weave all these other little scenes in between that are a little bit more challenging because you have like this climactic scene, and then you're like, okay, I need to tie it in, but I need to like poetically tie it in so there's a little bit more understanding or a little bit of an Easter egg for like maybe this book coming up. And I don't, it's just like, I don't know, it's organized chaos.
I love that's you know what? That's what I live by, so I love that. Because I'm always curious. There are some authors that say like they'll write the whole novel like on their notes app on their phone, or they just sit down and like block out time and just like write whatever comes to mind. And I'm like, I could never be like that because I would get distracted, end up like doom scrolling or looking something up. So I'm always curious how people like the function in the chaos. How do you write such good books? Because I would be like walking the dog and be like, hey, that would make a good idea. I'm gonna forget it in 30 seconds, but that was a good idea.
Hmm. I have legit had to I will either put my phone on airplane mode. Um, I have literally chucked my phone like onto like the other side of the room, and then I like put it in something so then I'm out of sight, out of mind, because I will do that, especially with all the chaos of the world. Like I get so engrossed, especially as like an empath, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like just all this stuff, and you like just feel for everything that's going on. And so I have to legit like go put my phone into another dimension away from me, out of sight, out of mind. And sometimes I'll have to like put timers on to like make sure, all right, let's write for this long, let's do this, let's do that. Um, and that way to try to break things down because with having especially the two jobs, like sometimes when I come home from work, I am just exhausted. And I'm like, I can't write anything, and I'll try, and it sounds like ching chong potato. And you're like, what the hell is I writing? And I actually saw a meme that was perfect today that was like, who let me write? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And you're like, what was the point of this scene? Like, I'm writing Memoirs of Baba Yaga, and the whole beginning, I was like, what the hell was I trying to convey? Like, it was like, this is going on, and this is going on, and this is going on. And I'm like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna erase it and just start from the bottom, start
Yep.
with square A again. Um, but yeah, it depends on the day. Some days you're able to just like focus and get stuff out, and then some days it's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like for the Christmas book, legit that so that's with the editor right now and it should be done in the next week or so. So then I'm just gonna like
Yay.
legit pop them out just because um and that attacked me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, was like, you need to write this because I said so. And so it put three things on hold, and then I wrote the novella like within a weekend. I don't know how. I just kind of did it. And then I have noticed, not to be gross, but it does correlate like with your, womanly time. There's sometimes I can just focus the HE double hockey sticks out of stuff.
Yep. I love that because we had some authors come out here. They'll be like, I really like this scene. What inspired you? And she'll be like, ovulation. And I'm like, you know what? That's very fair.
So true.
Because I felt like book two was like, you were just like, you know what? I'm in a mood for this. Here you guys go.
hmm Oh my God. It just was like y'alls to the walls. Like, I know you have to be careful how you say stuff on like Instagram and TikTok because you'll get in social media jail. But yeah, like I said, that one and the third book just off the deep end, threw the key into the ocean, and like, all right, we're gonna have fun with this now. And same with like the other ones. Holy crap! Like, uh, Venator Mortis that's coming up in the fall. That has been so much fun to write. And like I said, the scenes just kind of come in climax chaos in groups, and like just some of the scenes were, I don't know. I think they're epic. I hope they come off as epic. If not, then crap. But
I'm sure they're phenomenal. We've read your books before. They're going to be phenomenal. No, it's funny because like I listen to audiobooks all the time. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm constantly like on the go. We're in the car all the time, so I have my earbuds in, right? So I was like, okay, I can get stuff done. I usually clean the house. Your audiobook, book two, I had to sit down. I was like, I'm just gonna. I was mid mopping. I was like, it started and it was like doing the opening credits, and then it like out the gate, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna sit right here, and I'm just gonna listen. And it's
oh
funny
my
because like
God.
my husband would be like, I thought you were listening to audiobook. I'm like, shh, we're getting to the good part.
Dude, and Sean's British accent
Yes.
blew me away. Just like holy cannoli Batman. Like that was amazing. I mean, obviously with Allie and James because they've done all three of them, but I was like, holy crap. And then did I send you the Spellbound in the Valley snippet?
I don't think so. No.
I'll have to
I
send you
need it
that.
though.
And and anybody in the comments that wants a snippet of the Spellbound in the Valley, let me know. Just send me a DM and I can send it to you, and then you can post the QR code so Blue Nose don't, KILL me. Um, but
I'll give you an alibi. It wasn't her. It was me.
so Venator mortis blossomed last year after Heart Strengthened by Cyanide. And it was basically, all right, I was watching From Hell, which is a Jack the Ripper movie with Johnny Depp. And then all of a sudden, it was like Ode to the Beautiful Bryn Weaver, Butcher and Blackbird, plus Dexter pops into my head. And I'm like, oh my God, what if there were some serial killers and they're trying to get Jack the Ripper because he's a serial killer and they hate him? And then they all kind of come together and there's chaos. And
That sounds
and,
amazing.
yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Let's make a fun little like 15-minute snippet. And at first, it was just going to be one serial aliver versus the other serial aliver, and then they get into a relationship. And then I was like, ooh, but how much fun would it be if we also tried to get Sean Masters to do another British accent? And then, oh, maybe I can get the legend Joe Arden to also put his input on there as well, because I think he would have fun with one of these characters. And that's always been like a dream to have like him work on something. So then approached Blue Nose and I was like, hey, I want to make this little like promo for Spellbound. And then it also, I can hand it out to, people at Spellbound and get you guys out there, which obviously they're already out there, but like even more because I just love Blue Nose. They are amazing. It feels like a family versus just like, a collaboration with a business. And so they're like, yeah, that would be cool. So got it together. And then the way that I wrote this chaotic script, so 'twas a night before Christmas.
Yes.
So I wrote it like that, except like with the rhyming and the ridiculousness and then the 1800s like language lingo. And so it's pretty good. So I can't wait to give you that. It is
I'm so excited.
unhinged.
I know because I have been stalking your page. I will admit it, and I'm like, okay, when's something else coming?
Thank you. Oh
Because
my God,
I
thank
had
you.
binged Peaky Blinders. It was like I was nursing my son, so I needed something to watch at the wee hours of the morning. So I'm watching Peaky Blinders. I'm watching Bones and rewatching Dexter, and so I devoured your books. Now I'm just like, hi.
I love you. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I can't wait to give you all the little snippets and all the little
Yes.
things. Hmm.
And I know you said you work two jobs. How do you balance that and writing? That just sounds
Flying.
exhausting. I am tired for you.
Um, sometimes I'll think about it and then I'm like, I don't know how I do this. Um,
Superwoman.
I would like to think that, but I don't I don't give myself that credit. I um I think it's just from an early age, like everything was always like busy, work, 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 work. And so I think a lot of us can kind of feel this where as soon as we sit down, sometimes we will feel guilty for sitting down. And then we think of all the things that we should be doing as we're sitting down. And then we're like, okay, well, maybe if I like fold the laundry while I'm, doing this, I'll feel okay. And then also, I think too, I, respect and obviously love my mom. She brought me into the world, but we would joke growing up that like, oh, what's she doing now? Is she painting the house? Is she roofing the roof? Like, cause to this day, she can't sit down, but it's just like how her brain is wired. And then you never want to be like, oh yeah, I'm like your mom, or you're like, well, you know what I mean. And I'm like, holy crap, I am kind of like my mom. Like, I don't know how to relax. I don't know how to sit down. And I think writing is what helps me relax. Um, because I feel like I'm being productive and I'm doing something. and it still is something for myself and it's not complete work. Um, but yeah, it's nuts. Like there's always something to do, and I do a lot better under pressure. And I
Yep.
think that's also a test to being a nurse, and like there was a cold blue or trauma or anything
Right.
like that, and
Rose orange.
all this stuff's happening, and you're able to just like focus in more and just like beast stuff out. And I still have like this dorky little adorable thank you card from one of the nurses I worked at because one of her patients was not doing well, and then they had really bad hemorrhaging legit from everywhere. And she kind of was like, "Oh my God, I have not seen this much blood before." So she comes to nurse station. She's like, "I need your help." And I come in and I'm like, "Okay, all right, we're gonna do this, and we'll just grab a towel." And there was like blood everywhere. And the little cute thank you card that I have now on my desk was like, "Thank you for helping with the event XYZ," and then like more descriptive, detailed stuff. And it was like, "You were so calm during the chaos, almost too calm. It was really creepy, but thank you for that."
Like she's like, you should be freaked out by the amount of like fluids on the floor, and you're not. So we're gonna circle back to that after you help me. Like, what's your other life? Are you Dexter?
I know, right? It's like this. There was a lot of blood, and like I don't know. I think also having worked like hospice and stuff, that kind of a lot of the things that you see, not just being a nurse, but I think working in the hospital setting or like in a lot of like that area, it could be social work where you're doing home health care and stuff like that. Like you see a lot of stuff and you don't realize how intense it is until you are stepping out of it and you're in like the normal workforce, civilian
Yeah.
workforce, and you're like, oh, like that's freaking you out? Oh, well, we dealt with that all the time in the ER. Or we always dealt with this. Like, I don't understand. Like, when I teach my CPR classes and I talk about, like, yeah, I've done CPR on like over 200 people. And like, it is such a rush to be like, not to sound like a dork, but my hand save somebody. Like it
Oh
is
yeah,
such a
yeah.
rush when you are doing chest compressions. And since I'm like 4 foot nothing, I can stay on the bed while they're wheeling them to ICU. And so you're doing chest compressions and you look at the monitor and they're like, all right, pulse check. And it says, 32 beats per minute. And they're, you got them back. And you're just like, and the other side, though, is because I have worked in oncology and hospice and COVID, I've seen over 700 people die, and I've had to clean them, put them in body bags and stuff. And so it really puts a lot of stuff into perspective, and a lot of that, too, helps hone in the emotion and put it into the books as well. And that's why, you know, Blake, Tilly, Brielle, they're all nurses just because of my bias. But it also
Oh,
ties in pretty well with some of the stuff that the boys do.
you, right, yeah. I was just gonna say that that must be so hard for you, especially like going through that kind of trauma and just the mental strength needed to do your career. Yeah, I can't even imagine. My sister is an ER nurse too, and I just commend her all the time. I'm like, I don't know how you can like go from this to like rainbows and picnics the next day, but like I commend you. So you being able to use books as like this therapy and releasing your emotions, I just think it's such a beautiful thing and letting us experience it and feel your world and your words and experience what you have to offer is just such a nice experience. So we are thankful for what you do in the hospital and we are thankful for putting it into words and letting us experience the world that you created.
Thank you for giving a hoot and henny.
No,
That
yeah,
means
I mean,
everything to
you guys
me.
work hard and you work countless hours and then you turn around and you're doing even more and I can't even imagine the strength that it takes. So you deserve all the praise and all the applause. I need to make sure you know that.
Thank you, babe.
Oh yeah. No, we were so greatly appreciated to you, and like we were going back and forth with book club, and I was just like, you guys, like, are you here yet? Like, I can't get enough of this. Are you here yet? Are you here yet? And I'm over here like studying the little snippets and I'm like, you guys like need to go download this because I can't be the only one listening to this. And so when I put you on the calendar, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, she's coming." I was like, "She's coming."
Oh. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad with book three, especially. I mean, I did that on purpose for, warning to those that haven't read book three. So
Hurt your
close your
feelings.
earmuffs. Yeah, when I put her in the camp, and then the last bit of it was like you hear the rattle of the pipes and stuff like that. And the the DMs that I got, I was like, I feel like such a douchebag.
Like I said, you had me on the floor in the fetal position. I was like, "Why did she do this to me? Like that was so mean." Am I going to keep reading? Yes. Am I going to cry continuously? Also, yes. And it's just funny because, like, I read in the middle of the night because, my kids are always up. And so my husband will roll over and I'm either laughing or I'm actively sobbing. Like, there's zero in between.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So
I
he'll roll
can't wait
over
to
and I'm
say
just like
you.
crying. I'm like, you don't understand what she did to me. And I was just like, I need a moment. Okay. He's like, but you're okay. I was like, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Or like when I write like really heavy scenes, obviously it just can put a toll. And so you have to like get up and like go touch some grass or like do some breathers outside or get hit by the negative 13 degrees weather to try to reset your
Oh my
senses.
gosh.
Because especially with um Venator Mortis and Baba Yaga's Memoirs of Baba Yaga, because Baba's story is it hurts, but that's why she's so BA is because of all the crap she goes through. Like
Right,
she
right.
goes, yeah, she goes worse than Everett, worse than Kenneth. And so with that, and then with Venator Mortis, I was like kind of dissecting this AO3. It was manacled, which now is alchemized. And huge Drummoyne fan. Oh my God. Yes, just love it. And so I was like, all right, with Alchemized backslash Manacled, why did that book hit so many people in the feels?
Yeah.
And what can I do to make mine like that, where it just holds on to your emotions and you think about it months later? I'm like, I want to do that. And so I wrote this scene, and it's not gonna be as great as Manacled because that is just like chef's kiss. But I was like, I think this is gonna hit people in the feels, and so we'll see. But after writing that and then writing the really bad scene for Baba, I was like, okay, this is starting to get like emotionally oofta. And so I
Yeah.
think that's why the little Christmas novella popped up and was like, hey, you need to write me right now and have some just funny
Have
stuff
some
going
fun.
on. Yeah. And so your boys come back, Kenny and
Yay.
Bobby, and dude, they are just unhinged stupid. Like,
Our favorite kind.
yes. Like I am doing a dorky thing where all of the addresses that I've collected over the time, after the book is completely done, I am randomly mailing it out to people. And so it's just going to be a little surprise.
That'll be fun. And then someone's gonna be like, I didn't order this, but I'm gonna have a
Hmm.
good time.
Exactly. Just a little, I don't know, just some more positivity because
Yes.
stuff is so heavy. No matter where you look, it feels like. And so I'm like, let's just do this little goofy project and spread some light and love.
I'm excited for it. I've been dying for more from you, so I know like we're all excited for it. I was wondering also, are you doing any signings? Are you planning on attending any signings?
I am. I will be at Villains and Vixens in July in Florida. And then Spellbound in the Valley again in October. So I'm super excited. I'm only able to do two this year. And then in 2027, I will be doing Kink and Ink in Texas in February. And
Yay.
then, yes, and then I'm hoping for Villains and Vixens again. I don't want to like jinx myself because we got in this year. Hopefully, we can get in next year. And then Sexy and Sassy in Virginia. And then Spellbound again in 2027. So super, super excited.
Yeah, I know we're trying to plan our trip this year because we took a trip last year, went to Vegas. So now we're trying to plan a trip to go to an event, and I'm like, all right, we got to scout out our authors to see where. I rarely see anyone come to Arizona, so that's where I am, besides Wild and Windy.
Oh,
So
heck
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, if it's like in my vicinity, that's kind of close. I can come see somebody.
I will be because my beautiful friend Chrissy, she for a Christmas present, she gave me books, gowns, and crowns, I think, in San Diego. So I'm not going as an author, but I am going just as an attendee, which I'm super excited. Um, I'll have to I'll have to see if I can sneak in an extra, suitcase. My husband will be like,
Yes,
"What is that?
it's me.
How many books did you buy?"
Hey, I am like 5 foot on a good day, so I can squish.
Yes.
We're the same.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Short sisters.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody makes fun of me because I'm like super short, or people forget how small I am. And I'm like, look, I wear children's clothes. Just leave it alone, okay?
Yep. Oh my
Like,
gosh. My 11-year-old is now, I think, an inch or two taller than me. She's my bonus daughter, so I can't take credit for birthing her, but it is so crazy to see her be an inch or two taller than me at 11, and then she wears some of my clothes, and then she grew out of my shoes, and I was like, "Oh my God, stop
yeah.
growing!" Like you,
Oh. I
oh,
have a
she's
10-year
getting
old
cute.
and she's like almost as tall as me, but we are like a size apart, and she's been stealing my stuff. And then I get a message from her teacher, and her teacher will be like, I really like this and this and this. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm like looking, I'm like, she stole my stuff and took it to school. And her teachers just think it's hilarious. And I'm like, seriously?
That is awesome.
Yeah, she'll take,
Oh
I
my
had pink, like the Victoria's Secret pink, that the jacket from like way back when, right? She was trying to take that to school. I was like, absolutely not. Like, give
oh
it back
my
to
gosh.
me.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that.
So I feel your pain. And if you wouldn't mind, is it okay if I invite the rest of Book Club in here? I know that they are dying to chit chat with you as well.
Yes. Oh heck yeah.
Because I know as soon as I had dived into your book, I was like, boyfriends are boyfriends. We're diving in.
That makes me so freaking happy. You have no idea.
There we
Ah,
go.
Wendy.
Well, hi there. How are you, fellow emergency room worker?
Hello, my love. I'm good. How are you?
I am just fine, thank you. I always forget to turn my camera on when we do this.
That's
Oops.
fine. Earlier, I could not get it figured out, and it was goofy.
There we go. I'm
Hello, my
knitting, so
gorgeous.
I'm like knitting and listening and doing all kinds of stuff. So
That is fabulous. What are you making?
a blankie.
Oh, just for fun, or is it for somebody?
No, it's for fun.
Oh,
I
heck
have
yeah.
to get out of my head. I work, working in the medical field, you got to get out of your head at night. So I have my pickleback going on. So
Yes. Yes. Oh, I
I'll
love
be
it.
joining
Victoria,
you, Wendy.
Victoria is a vodka girly, and I am a whiskey girly. So,
I'm a vodka
Heck
girly
yeah.
too.
yep,
We are not talking
Christy.
about whiskey right now. It is forbidden.
It is forbidden.
Ma'am, it is not forbidden.
Most definitely not forbidden. I'm gonna go grab mine
Tennessee
in just a
whiskey.
second.
Honey,
Tennessee
I am
whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey right here.
Yep.
I'm so angry with this book right now with the name whiskey in it. You have no idea.
Oh, I do. I do, Victoria. I do. I can't wait.
Yes. And I know that you said you were going to one of the events, and I think Tara, you're going to be by this event or you're attending it.
I'm in it. I'm attending it. The Villains and Vixens. I will be there as that's one of the 9 events that I'm going to this year.
The Florida one? It's
Yeah,
Florida,
it's
right?
the Florida one that May is flying in from Australia for
Okay.
as well. So yeah, I'm gonna be at that one. We need to figure out how to get you in Tempted by Fiction here in Nashville. We do a dark market in October.
Yes.
Where we love our dark romance authors.
Yes, yes.
So I might be reaching out to you later for 2027. I think 26 is full, but 27 I think we're getting started on.
I think that's
yes.
perfect.
Right?
Yep, because I'll be right there.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm writing that down. That would be gorgeous.
We have the one thing that Nashville is really getting is book events. And I think I have six or 7 book events in Nashville this year for 2026.
Oh
It's
my
crazy.
gosh.
Yeah,
That's
my first
cool.
one is next Saturday is Frostfire. And it's all fantasy. So they have a Frostfire ball. So
Oh, that'll be so much.
Romantasy or fantasy?
I think it's both.
Heck yeah.
I think it's both.
And it's called what, Sweets?
Tempted by Fiction.
Tempted by Fiction. Awesome sauce.
Yeah, we have a spring one in May, and this May we got the lovely and talented Ruby M. Darling and DJ Primer and Joe Arden all in the same room on May 23rd.
Oh my God, yes.
So yeah, so that's a big one for Tempted. We're excited. We're super excited.
That sounds freaking
Victoria,
amazing.
you're gonna be there?
I may have to come too now. Come
Come
on
on,
now. I
Victoria.
can't-
I know we're gonna have to plan this trip because I'm dying to meet you, and I need
I'll
all
be
3
there.
books signed.
I'm helping host Audio Attic events that weekend.
Oh,
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's
Nice,
amazing.
Victoria.
Precious was saying something about
Yeah.
attic events.
Yep. It'll be we're hosting some things. Me, Kate, and Precious have been working on it, so we're hoping
Yeah.
it'll be a lot of fun.
I had coffee with Precious on New Year's Eve morning.
Aww.
She lives down the street from me.
Okay, did you guys know that before or after the books? Because that is amazing.
I need to Venmo you the next time that you go to have breakfast with her. I want you to put things in a gift bag for her at coffee, and I want her to open them in public, and then I want to see how burgundy she can turn. Okay,
See,
This is
I
our
would
secret.
never open anything from Victoria in public. Ever. Ever.
Victoria loves to do that to her. Oh my God, it's wonderful. I'm in, Victoria. We'll talk. We'll talk.
See now,
Amazing.
And Victoria, we'll have to do when y'all get in town. When you get in town, we'll have to do something together.
For sure. I tried to write Tempted by Fiction because my book will be out by then to see if I could get a table, but I haven't heard back. So maybe
when is
26th.
your book coming out, Victoria?
I'll write my last word the 31st of this month, and then it'll go to the editor.
Nice.
Congratulations.
You have a title?
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's The Unbinding.
Okay.
Is it a
Writing that
standalone?
down
Is it
right
yours?
now. The Unbinding.
And you said your newest book, the novella, is going to be released soon, and something's coming out in fall as well.
Yes, so we have the Christmas novella before the end of the month. And then, like I said, I have a lot of random addresses where I'm just going to be sending the book out.
No way.
So I'll make an announcement. And then we have Memoirs of Baba Yaga, which will come out in April. And then the fall is the big book, Veneter Mortis, which Blue Nose will be making a audiobook of that in the fall. I have a small anthology portion, Spellbound in the Valley book. So people will get a copy of it when they get the Spellbound book. But the next year, I'm actually making it into a full-fledged book because it's Sapphic, I probably said that wrong, Hades and Persephone retelling.
And stop it right now.
Yes.
Ooh,
so
love me
Hades
some
is like
Hades.
this badass woman and like, yes.
So should we wait to order?
I just need Bobby's book immediately. Like
Yes.
yesterday.
another rendition of Bobby.
Oh my
Agreed.
gosh.
I know.
And that's
We're
what I've been
just stuck on
refreshing your
something.
feed for too. I'm like, we're gonna get more.
So 2027 is Hearts Restrained by Rope, and that is the twins book. So it'll be the story of both the twins. And so you have Jacob and then you have Gregory. And so Jacob is gay, and then back in 1935, 1940s, not a big thing. And so he falls in love with this dude who is the son's enemy. And then you have Gregory, where he has he hates where they're at in America. He absolutely hates it. He bitches about it the whole entire book pretty much. And it's funny. But obviously the Afton Adders all understand the dynamic of their brothers and they don't care. They just love them and who they are. But obviously in their little town of America in North Dakota, it is not seen that way. So there's a lot of that like political insight on there, which helps build a lot of the tension and a lot of the drama. But then there's also the antagonist of the story is the rich farmer hand that has been human trafficking people, especially Native American, like they have the Sioux tribe and everything like that. And so basically the Afton Adders get involved because they're like, what the hell is going on? Like, yeah, we sell guns and do messed up stuff, but you don't cross that line. So then they get involved and it becomes pure chaos, but in like a very, very good way. And I'll give you one little.
That sounds kind of triggering.
It is. It's gonna be triggering. It's gonna be triggering. So I'll have all the warnings up in the front. But obviously, when it comes to my books, I don't like to go into detail about any like essay or anything like that. I can't really get into. I'll get to the point, but then something always saves the person or something will happen because I just can't dive that deep. Like when I was reading the second book of Hunting Adeline, I, not to sound like a pansy, had to Google like what chapters should you skip, because I just couldn't. I'm not that, able to grit that stuff.
It's the Native American part, the at Natters. So I'm just like, oh, that's whew.
But it's going to be because I'm talking to my friend who's she's from originally like a ancestry line. I wanted to make sure I say that correctly, is Sue, and she actually works on the oh my goodness, reservation out here. So I've been talking with her a lot because I always want to make sure I have the right stuff,
Yeah.
And basically
Good for you. I applaud you for that because a lot of authors don't. Thank you.
You have to, because it can be disrespectful if you do it wrong,
Absolutely.
And so
you need to make the right research before writing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very sensitive topics.
Yes. And so Gregory, what's sad, not to spoil it, so I apologize. He was in a relationship with one of the women in the reservation, and she was helping him with like the shop and stuff, and she goes missing.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so that's another reason why he gets so involved. And then it just, a lot of justice, a lot of comeback, a lot of taking down the big man.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. I'm all about we're gonna take down the big man. And there is one scene that I want to make sure that I write it perfectly where it's the adders come together with the Native American tribe and just beat the out of the bad guys and go in and save the women and children that are being human trafficked. Not to like ruin the book, but it was the same thing with book 3, because that whole book came up not just because I was like, I'm gonna make you fall in love with Kenneth. Well, I was like, shoot, how am I going to make this book? And I'm like, well, he really hates Germans, so let's make enemies to lovers. Oh, let's put her, in a concentration camp. And I would love for a group of gangsters to go in and, kill a bunch of Nazis. Yes. And they save all these people. Yes.
You've got the boy in the striped pajamas versus.
Yep. Yeah,
that is
I'm
so
still traumatized by that. Still traumatized by that.
Yes.
That movie, oh my gosh. That just hits you in the feels.
Good night, JoJo.
You think about it all the time. Night, JoJo.
Yeah, no, it's difficult at best, So when an author does it right, that's when you like hold on for dear life and don't let go. So for you to say that, and I was like, oh no, she's going down that path, and then it's like, you just redeemed yourself. Hallelujah. So yes, thank you so much.
Always have to make sure stuff is represented correctly, and you get as much resources as you can to do stuff, because there's actually a new author I was talking to, and they were talking about oh God, what is it called? The thing makes me feel old. ChatGPT. No. And they were like, yeah, sometimes I'll like ask it questions on like if I should write this or if I should write that. And I was like, see, I do that with people.
Good for you.
Because I want to make sure.
Mid-washing hair.
Right.
Yeah, because if I understand correctly, like, doesn't that stuff kind of like tell you what you want to hear almost?
The jury is kind of out on that, but excuse me, as long as you are talking to somebody who's been there, done that, you're going to get what you need to put in a book.
Yeah. Because I don't understand how, not to sound goofy, and I know everyone's like, well, we got to get on board with the AI stuff. Like, even at work this week, they were talking about it, and I'm like, I don't like this.
No, we don't have to get on board with anything.
No.
You're talking to people from a generation that had encyclopedias, dictionaries, and we had to go to the library to look stuff up. Okay. Yes. I'm 60.
Exactly.
I'm 60 years old.
Ingrained in our brain.
Right. Imagine me, just as an example, not to take over your conversation, but just as an example, when I was born, it was illegal for me to marry my husband because my husband is blonde-haired, blue-eyed. It was illegal when I was born. So for you to do the work and put in the work, I just want to kiss your feet, like literally.
And that stuff needs to be represented, and I'm sure that there's other books and stuff out there, and I just probably haven't, found them and stuff, but like it needs to be talked about, and also like not just because I wish I could remember the book, but I also know that they'll put it in TV shows as well, where it's like either, I think it was Yellowstone that we were watching.
Yes, I love Yellowstone.
Yeah, and it was trying to put some light on that, like people being human trafficked and stuff, but then they didn't like, I don't know.
They didn't finish it.
Yeah, they didn't
didn't
like
bring
dive
it.
deeper into it and
They
make
didn't
it.
put it.
Yes, yes, and I just
They
wish they
missed the
did.
opportunity. They missed the
Yes.
opportunity, but you don't. You don't miss that opportunity. So we need more authors like you to put those stories out there, who talk to those who were there, who know. And that's the glory of authors such as yourself, because this is just, I mean, like literally, it's hard. It's hard right now because so many people want to cancel so much stuff. Tara and I can talk about recipes and names that were called in Louisiana and Kunas and stuff like that. And it's like, we can talk about that stuff because we are very transparent with it, because we want to hear more about it in what we read.
Exactly.
And you are doing that. So thank you. Thank you for being that voice.
As
Please
long as
don't
I'm
cry,
doing it
because I'm going to
right.
cry. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We just love you so much. So we appreciate you like spending time with us and then being able to not only express the impact that you've had on us, but the impact that you're continuously doing and the work that you're putting forward. We just wanted to make sure that you knew that on our side, on the reader side, we appreciate all your hard work, because I can only imagine
Absolutely.
2 jobs and then reading and then you're going the extra mile and doing the research and doing the interviews to make sure your work is as authentic as it can be. Like that's just taxing in itself and it's so exhausting in itself. But you're putting in that work because you want good product, and we commend you for that. We applaud you for not taking the easy route and just being like, let me ask a
Absolutely.
computer what this is. I mean, you're hitting the ground and actually doing it. So
And
we
I think
appreciate you so much for
What
that.
she
And I,
said.
I
What she
think
said.
Wendy, yeah, I think Wendy hit it on the nail on the head when you have readers that have gone through what Wendy and I have gone through. Because I'm not much younger
Because
than
we are the
Wendy.
old ones in the group,
We
okay?
are the old ones in the group. I have 5 grandchildren, and I love to say that because nobody believes me when I have pink and purple hair that I have 5 grandkids. But we've been through what we've seen in our lifetime. And now that we are readers, and I voracious 250 books last year. I voraciously read between 4 and 6 books a week. I want the real story, especially when it's set during something I lived or I know or my family has passed down those stories. You know, she talks about the recipe books. My grandfather was born in Louisiana in a little backwoods town. Nobody knows his true name because a hurricane came in and wiped out all the records. And so nobody has a copy of his original birth certificate. So when he passed away, we put what we thought was his name on his headstone, but nobody knows if it's J.S. Westbrook or S.J. because nobody knows if Cease James or if it's James Cease, because he would lie to everybody. Like he would tell everybody a different story. It was hilarious. But yeah, nobody knows what his
Those stories are real.
Yeah.
Oh
When
my
I
God.
went to get a
And we can't
passport,
do any backup for it because it's all gone.
my dad was birthed by a midwife. He was born in 1942. My last name was not supposed to be Dowell. It was supposed to be Moore. And then I was like, I would definitely not have hyphenated because my new last name is Morad. So I would have been Wendy Moore Morad. And I was like, no, that's too much. That's too much right there. But then at the age of 70 something, my dad had to really put effort into getting a birth certificate because it was just signed by a midwife.
Oh my God.
Well, your
never
mom,
sent in.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so it was like, no, that is not his name. He took his dad's name, so so these are true stories, and you doing that kind of work. Diversity. You are the voice of diversity right now. And I dare somebody to cancel you because I will go to bat for you.
Oh, thank you.
Where's my hockey stick?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I have my pepper spray right here, my bear spray
There we
right
go.
here. We're coming for him.
I have questions
Don't
though.
I
come
usually
for
have
her.
my
Don't come for her
I
because
usually
look,
have my hockey stick right here while we're talking so that I
we
can
will
spank
She's
mount
always
up
ready.
in
Christina
a
She's always
when she
heartbeat.
ready.
does something. When Christina does something bad, we spank.
Even Christina at 4'0" and Marissa
Right.
over here at 3'0", they will mount up in a heartbeat, and they have the biggest mouths, and they will. That's why
We're like,
we're
hey, we're
here.
little chihuahuas, okay? Chihuahuas by
Yes,
heart.
absolutely. That's my girl right there.
I
So
don't know
that's
about
why we're
chihuahuas.
here. That's why we joined. That's why we
Little
all
chihuahuas.
it's like our souls all connected, all of us
I love
in this
that.
chat right here. So thank you for coming to join us.
Oh my God,
And I
yes.
know
And
Ines
thank
had a
you for
question.
caring.
Ines does have a
Oh,
question.
yeah.
She has a very good question. Ines, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my question was when you talked about seeing all those people dying during the COVID, and I'm really sorry you've been like in a very hard time because of that. I was thinking, does that impacted like change your perspective for grief and your way of visioning grief and loss? And how did you use it to describe the sad scenes in your books?
Yeah, so it took different avenues. So it was looking at grief, it was looking at the vulnerability of people, and then also cherishing life. And I hope I make sense out of this because my brain's a little bit gobbledygooked.
I'll get
So
it.
with the deaths that we saw in COVID, like to this day, I still have an issue with it because we were some of the last people that these people saw. And we would try to, get their family members on the iPad or try to like get them to be communicated. But then at the same time, you're like, this is not the same. Like this person is passing away. They can't breathe or they're septic because of everything that's happened. And you just like, sorry, TikTok, don't get mad at me, but like you felt like such a piece of, because you're like, I'm not
You
their
can say
family.
shit. I do it all the time.
Okay. And yeah, and you were like, I should not be here. I am not worthy to be here. And like even though you've seen people pass away before, like this was different because of the pandemic, and it took it to a whole nother level because you were forcing people to be away from their family members. And you felt like a villain almost. So there
Right.
was that aspect where you felt like a villain and not worthy, even though it's not your fault, but still. And then it made you see how precious life was because you would have these people that were so young, but because they had asthma or they had any other issues, or sometimes that just it hit them harder, and it just made you realize how short life is and how fast things can take a turn. I mean, that's with anything in life. Like when I work in the ER and stuff, like you see car accidents and everything, but like this was an
Right.
invisible enemy and something
Exactly.
that we couldn't control at all. And so
Yeah.
with that, it was like, all right, with my books, I want to make sure that I'm putting enough detail to not only have you read the scene, but I always want to make sure that when I'm taking those moments that are super, super heavy, I'm not just having you read it. I am taking you and inserting you into the scene like you're right next to them and you can see everything that's
Imagine
going on like
it.
a movie. Yeah, and
Right.
it was weird because with writing and COVID and all the sad stuff that was going on, because we were seeing so many sad things and all the overtime and then like coming home and stripping in the garage and wiping myself with Clorox bleach wipes and then going downstairs to shower. Yeah,
Leaving your shoes
Yeah, it's kind of a
outside, and
ritual.
you can't
all
bring
the
anything
time.
in.
It became kind of a ritual before you go inside the house.
Exactly.
It was for
And
me
yeah,
and my
and
husband
Yeah.
because he's an essential worker. He
For
works for the grocery
everybody around the
store.
world.
yeah, and
We had
For
so
everybody
a
around the
thing
world.
built in the garage so he could take his clothes off in the garage.
oh,
And I worked in the hospital, 7 buses lined up can't get in, you know, and you're just like, I don't have enough staff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, then I have to go home and take my clothes off outside because I can't, and I have an autoimmune disease.
Oh no. Oh
So,
God.
I mean, and I'm just like, that's why I was like, hospital life was not for me. I think I
Yeah.
lasted maybe 7 months, maybe.
Still though,
I
that
couldn't I couldn't do it. You know when you reach your limit and it's like I'm not doing good for these people
mm-hmm.
and I need to
Right.
leave. And that's
Yeah.
where I was.
I
And
lasted
it
2 years in the ER, and I've been in healthcare for 27, 28 years now. I did 2 years, my first 2 years in ER. My first infant, I'm done. I was done.
My
oh
sister's
Walked
still
out.
there.
Walked
We
out.
come from a
Couldn't do
family
it.
of nurses. We come
Yeah,
from a family of nurses. So
couldn't do
my
it.
sister is still there, but she has it in her. I
Yeah,
didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I'm on the
my
corporate
Goodness.
side now.
Hmm.
yeah.
I have another question if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Okay, about the book that you were just talking about the Native Americans, it's very interesting. Like it's the first time I'm I'm listening, and those kind of stories. Like I've never saw any author like write something about it. Honestly, for
Oh
me, I
no.
didn't
In
read any
our
other book.
genre.
Yeah, yeah, in our genre. So I was wondering, beside the research in the library that you are going to do, that's for sure, are you planning on talking to real natives so you can have the information from the source, like the real story, the real feeling, what they went through, and have an authentic and realistic image of what happened so you can put it
Yes.
in your, yeah,
Yes.
that would
I
be
know that
amazing.
you're in Tunisia. She's in Tunisia.
Oh, that
So she's
is
not even in
awesome.
the United States. So
Yeah.
it's not what they
That's so
went through,
cool.
it's what they are going through.
Oh
That's
my
the thing.
gosh.
They are still going through it.
Oh my
And that's
goodness.
what a lot of people don't understand.
No. Well, thank you for being here. Holy guacamole. Like that is amazing.
It's 3
Like
a.m. for her.
that is incredible. Well, again, thank you for being here. But yeah, so not
Oh,
just
it's
speaking
my
to
honor.
my friend that's, she's a part of the tribe and she works on the land and stuff like that, but like trying to speak to her family members and such, like her grandma and everything. And then also um it ties into like a lot of people be like, why did you pick North Dakota for them to, settle down in for the After-Datters? I'm like,
Okay.
well, it's because of my family. So like my family is from Jamestown, North Dakota, and they essentially, from what I understand from our history, they built up Jamestown. Like they made the paper, they made the hospital, they like a whole bunch of stuff. And so I was like, that would be really cool to integrate like my family's history with other stuff to try to build upon that story. And then I know that like some of my family members, they worked with some of the tribes and things like that, and like making sure things were preserved and respected, and all of the important items with the politics of that. And so it's
Hmm.
funny when some people like they don't realize like I actually have like a family in Jamestown, and like we would come every summer and stuff,
You're like
and
smack dab in the middle of it. The
Mhm.
Dakotas are right in the middle of most of the because they're doing the is it the Cochise or they're doing over by in the North Dakota they're doing the last monument near Mount Rushmore, and it's to the Native Americans. You're like right in the middle, plus
Yeah,
the pipeline. You guys, there's no water. Um, you're
there's that.
you're in the middle of history right now. You are smack dab in the middle of history.
Yeah.
Exactly in the middle of history.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And we have like Teddy Roosevelt National Park, which a lot of people think of like Yellowstone and stuff like that, and they sometimes, you know, not glance over, but like a big part of Teddy Roosevelt is in North Dakota, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's open 24/7.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't realize it's open 24/7. So like when my husband and I went there, we went and saw the Aurora Borealis when it was like super crazy and just gorgeous because it's, out in the middle
Nice.
of the park and it's dark. And it was funny though because we turned the corner and obviously we're going slow because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We turned the corner and I nearly jumped out of the car because this thing looked like a Pokemon and it was a huge porcupine. And it was just like waddling across the road. And I'm like, what is that thing? And he's like, I think it's a porcupine.
It could have been a
That's
possum.
traumatized.
If it turned upside down and legs straight up, that's a possum.
It was huge. Like, I'm like, I thought porcupines were like a little bit smaller. This thing was like, it could be like as big as our dog. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Like,
probably the Uguru.
oh God, no.
We don't accept that voodoo. No. And I wanted to
Oh,
ask if
goodness.
you're okay with it. Do you mind if we take a group photo?
Yes, I would love that.
Are we ready? Wendy, do you have a light? Because it's kind of dark in the back. It has like a
Mm,
shadow.
yeah, but it's behind me. Let me turn this one off.
I think it's just the shadow. We want to see your beautiful face,
Yes.
You flatter me.
our darling Wendy. But we appreciate you so much for coming in and talking to us, and it has been an absolute pleasure being able to not only find out more about you, but your process.
This has
And we
been
thank
like
you so
one of
much.
my most favorite live
Yes.
events. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. That
Oh
just
my
made my
gosh.
life. When you asked me about the live, I was like, oh my God, really? You want me? Holy
Yeah.
cannoli.
Yeah.
We've
That
been
made my life.
obsessed.
No,
And we
We've
got
been
so much
obsessed.
more. We got so much more than just your books. We got so much more.
Yes.
So thank you. That's when the
yeah,
live
definitely.
is
Thank you for being
worth
here.
the time, when you get more than what you bargained for. And
Exactly.
I don't know, I kind of feel like a connection.
A whole new
Yes.
appreciation for you and your work.
Is that better, Christina? Am I better?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. All right, are we ready? One,
Yes.
Yes.
two,
Ready?
and three.
Okay.
1.
Ooh, I didn't stop the live this time. Let's go. But we appreciate you
Oh,
so
the
much
new
coming and
iPhone
chatting with
update.
us.
I got a
And
new
I
phone
really,
all the way around. Don't even go there with me right now because I feel all of my 60 years because I still don't know how to use it. So, and why did I go with the Pro Max? Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't tell at this point. Will you
But yes.
come back?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
please.
was gonna
Thank
say
you.
after we catch up on your newer books, we would love to
Yes,
have you back in and
Yeah,
resume this
especially this
conversation.
one.
please.
And everyone,
I'm eager
please
to
send
read
me a
it.
DM so I can send you the QR code and your
I'm in your
address so I
group.
can send you the Christmas novella.
Yeah, I'm in your
Sugar on
group.
top.
So
Yes, please. That'd be amazing. We appreciate you so much, and we can't
thank
ever
you.
thank you enough for joining
Thank
us
you.
Thank you so much.
and letting us find out about you more. It's been an absolute honor.
Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. Oh my God, I freaking love you.
There's not a lot we won't read. There's not. Okay, I draw the line at sentient objects. Okay, when you're effing doorknobs and stuff, and
Whatever.
you have
Get over yourself. Get over
They
manitars
are
with
fantastic.
24 ounces of jizz. I draw the line
Wholesome
there.
books. Those are
But you
wholesome
know,
books.
Wholesome.
Wholesome. Those are
Christina
wholesome.
makes us read this stuff. Okay, she makes us read this stuff.
That's
And you
And the
love me for it.
balloons, bumping uglies. Okay, the.
Oh my
So-
God.
You know what?
Here's the thing.
Don't make them think that they don't love me. They love it. They love my Rex.
Evidently Wendy read it because she knows all of the storylines. So she's lying that she don't read it.
Fact.
No.
I actually said, I'm done. I'm not going to read any more of this stuff. I'd rather read Dietz. Come on now.
Yes.
She's gonna read whatever we tell her to read. Don't let
She
her
will.
lie.
I will. I'm a switch. So I go from dominant to submissive in a heartbeat.
There you go.
I love that.
She's
But we
smart.
hope
Can
you
we get
have
some
an
more
amazing
mail
night.
stuff from you, please? Can we?
Yes,
That's my
please. Oh
favorite
my
genre.
God.
MM is my favorite. Just
I
saying.
got you. I got you.
Okay.
Well, we hope you have an
Okay.
amazing night, and we will
Thank you
be in
for
your
being
DMs
here.
very shortly.
Thank you, beautifuls.
Thank you
You are
so
Thank
much.
amazing.
you.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, thank
You are
you.
wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Bye.
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 Bye.